What was supposed to be my very first church conference trip turned into emergency room visits and a lifetime full of medical bills. Last July, my church planned a trip for the C.T. Townsend Arise Conference in Pigeon Forge. After pleading with my very strict parents, they finally agreed to let me go. The first 2 days were great. We attended church service twice a day, went to Dollywood, went snow tubing, and had an uncountable amount of Bible studies. However, the third day took a turn. The morning service went well, and we went back to the cabin to rest. When it came to leave the cabin, it began to rain and pour. Somehow, the VIP parking was not very VIP. It ended up being farther away than normal parking. I was wearing a long dress about down to my ankles and a pair of platform sandals with a strap over the top of my foot and around my ankle. As soon as we had parked, we all took off running towards the venue to escape the rain. I had just handed my Bible and my bag to my boyfriend because I was struggling to run and hold my dress at the same time. About 2 seconds after this handoff, my ankle twisted and I slid across the parking lot. When he had come to help me up, I had told him I knew it was broken, but because of the pouring rain, I had to get up and keep walking. Mind you, we were still about a mile away from the door. Once we finally made it in, we went straight to the first aid room, where they cleaned the gravel out of my hands and gave me an ice pack for my foot. We found our seats, which seemed like another mile walk. After taking some Tylenol and seeing how swollen my foot was, we decided to go to the emergency room. But when I stood up to leave, I couldn't put any weight on it at all. I had to be carried through the thousands of people getting ready to worship. On the way out, we ended up being displayed on the live broadcast in front of the whole auditorium. To me, this was probably the worst part, as I had makeup and tears running down my face and still had blood on my hands. When we made it to the door, the staff stopped us and made us use a wheelchair, even though we were almost to the car. Since it was late, we had little options for emergency care. The first place we tried was an after-hour urgent care. Once I struggled getting out of the car and to the door, we found out that they didn't have x-ray equipment, leaving our only option being the LeConte Medical Center emergency room. While waiting on my x-ray results, I met 2 others who were from the Arise conference who also had a broken foot, except they broke theirs at Dollywood and had a cooler story to tell. After the diagnosis and casting of my foot, we went back to the cabin. The next day, it got so unbearable, I had to be taken home. To this day, I still have problems out of that same foot. But keep us in your prayers as we make the same trip this July, that we see lots of salvations and no more thunderstorms.